Hi everybody, Representative Rachel Roberts here. It is Friday. It is the Friday at the end of 2 really long weeks, 2 weeks that we were in session Monday through Friday, where we passed dozens upon dozens of pieces of legislation through committee and on the House floor. Everything from continuations of things we did for COVID relief, like allowing restaurants to sell to-go cocktails with food orders, and also to allow restaurants to sell staple items, to a bill on maternal mental health, and also a really good bill that helps the unemployment system moving forward. So a wide variety of bills. It has been a fever pace for the last 2 weeks, but now things will start to slow down a little bit. So I wanted to talk to you about what's left in our session. We all go back to our districts this weekend. I, for one, am very happy to get to go back to my district and to sleep in my own bed, frankly. But we'll be back next week. Some are coming back on Monday and Tuesday for conference committee. So as a reminder, we passed a 1-year continuation budget last year because of COVID, because we didn't know how to budget for the unknown at the time. So we need to pass another 1-year budget. So the conference committee that's finalizing that budget will be meeting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Many of us will be back on Wednesday for other committee meetings, and then we are all back on the floor next Thursday and Friday, which are the last 2 regular days. So those are days when there's likely to be some contentious bills that were kind of saved until the end of the session that come up. So if there's things that you still really care about, make sure you have written or called to let me know your opinion on those issues that might come up. Those are things like the gas tax, for instance, or school voucher programs. Those are some things that are still hanging out there that we haven't seen yet. I would also let you know that at this point, it's very unlikely that if something hasn't gone to committee, it's probably not going to be able to make it through both houses unless it's one of those really big bills like I just mentioned, and those then would move really quickly. So next Thursday and Friday are important days for you all to pay attention to. After that, we'll be back on Monday and Tuesday, the 15th and 16th, for concurrence with bills that have passed through the Senate that we will decide whether we are going to allow to pass through the House or not. So those are fast-paced days as well, because the Senate has passed several bills that we'll need to concur or not concur on those days. Then we all leave for 10 days as every piece of legislation that has passed both the House and the Senate is then delivered to the governor. And the governor has 10 days to either sign them into law or to veto them. We come back for the last 2 days of the session on the 29th and 30th of March, and those are days for veto overrides. So if the governor should choose to veto a bill, then we vote to override that veto or to allow the veto to stand. So that is what is left in this session. Our sine die, our final date, is March 30th. So what happens when session ends? I just want to talk to you a little bit about so you all can put your thinking caps on. In the interim, we have a lot of committee meetings. People come and testify to us about things that they're passionate about, the industries that they work in. But this is when the real work of bill drafting kicks in. So if there's a piece of legislation you're really interested in, now's the time to start formulating that and to reach out to me after March 30th so we can start to work together and see if there's some piece of legislation I could help to get drafted and perhaps to carry next year through the House. So I think that about sums it up for today. I'm gonna go home now. Y'all have a great weekend. Please stay well, stay high and dry. I hope to see you soon.